has one questions. I'll be picking that questions later on about home assignments. Okay, no problem. Yeah, okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome to Craft Foundation series GSS Sprint 1, week 3 and session number 8. I think it's our second last session. And I hope that with these like almost 7 sessions we have covered, right? You guys might started considering yourself as a beginner plus one, like I said, right? If you are a like pure newbies or novice developer, right? After this, attending this sprint one, after attending 7 sessions, solving all the homework exercises, understanding the activities, concepts. If you have did right honest, that's the reason throughout the sessions, apart from giving you direct interview questions, I have suggested you, okay, these are some in session activities, just go ahead and try to explore, because once you will be habitual of those activities, right? Exploring activities. Okay, so today in the homework, suppose couple sir has given me this thing, okay, let me try to explore. So next time onwards, after just this JS sprint 1 2, or after this program, after 1 year, one company, 2 years, whatever it is, right? Once you get adapted to those habits, right? Those are considered as one of the like fruitful habit, I should say. I'm quite lucky that I have that curiosity and that explorer in me, that always like looking for something. Okay, this reason why? What's the reason why? Let me just try to run a console log. Okay, let's go to MDN and let's check out like what is the exact reason behind that. Sometimes if you don't find anywhere, right, just go to ECMAScript own document only, even though they're just like filled with just jargons, or it feels like quite comprehensive, but doesn't matter, right? If you are that curious, if you want to know that why is this reason, what's the reason for the triple equal to, I would like to know. Anyhow, you can search through YouTube, through Medium articles, through MDN documents, or like entire web is meant for you. All is free. Okay, enough motivation. Let's quickly jump back to our agenda of the day. Okay, so agenda of the day is we'll be starting with REST and spread parameters. I hope like if you guys have started or somehow saw any code project of Angular, React, or JavaScript, definitely after ES6 only, because all these concepts have been given after ES6. You must be wondering that why these 3 dots are like that, and okay, why for now we just read the classical function, right? Functional statement, which I have told you in the last session. What about that arrow functions and all? You must be, if you are curious enough, or if you are like see these new things, right? You must be having that questions. Okay, what are these new things? We are not aware of that. All these things we are going to discuss in today's site. Okay, destructuring, another very important topic. I'll have I have founded out one activity for this for you guys only, curated especially for you. I have added a couple of more slides in order to give more context to this, right? It's not just how to use it or what exactly arrow functions. Why do we need it? Because since for 20 years around, right, before 2015, it's like 20 years once we have JavaScript, but there was no need, right? But why today we need it? At the end, we will be discussing about some advanced callback methods like for each, find index, every, and some. Okay, these are just quick one-liner thing. Once you understand callbacks, right, and I hope you understood by last session. Just quick one question before proceeding to REST and spread. First topic today. How many of you have understood the last session 100%? Or should I give you one poll also? But yeah, no time. Whatever percent you understood, just write in the chat box. Priyanka 80%, Maulik, write your percentage of last session, just last session, session number 7. Once we have learned about functional programming, introduction to functional programming, callbacks, closures, all the kinds of functions. 50%, 90%, 70%, almost 70, 80, 70, 95, 70, 70, 70. Okay. What I see is most of you are able to grasp more than 60, 70%. Yeah, that's enough, I guess, for me as a tutor, because first time if you're learning functional programming and if you are able to understand 70%, right, plus, then I should be feeling good, right? That okay, if I could have explained you that better. Because as I told you, right, you have to go ahead and explore those topics. Those are not easy to teach, or not easy for a beginners. Definitely, you must be, you should take some time, explore more, revise more, then it will come to you. No need to hurry, right? And don't think at any particular time that okay, no, this is not meant for me, or okay, functional programming is very tough. Quite easy. It's just that little peculiar. If you take care of those silly things, trade-offs, one here and there, it all comes. It will be coming definitely easy to you. Okay, with that, I guess okay. So map and set, you guys did that activity. The first two activities definitely, like I'll see that if I can cover that today. The callback one. What about map and set activities, guys? You want me to give any emphasis to that or solve in session? No. Okay, that means like it was easy, right? Both the activities were easy, right? And map and set are like not much. If you understood objects, arrays, they're not that tough. It's just that another level of advanced data structure we have. Okay, then let me not take care here. If you have any doubt, right, just ping me or tag me in the Slack channel. I'll try to give my answer or reply there. Okay. Maulik, wait for me to complete the topic. Okay. Yeah. So after ECMAScript 6, right, as I told you, right, I guess a couple of days ago only I have posted one LinkedIn post that saying that before ECMAScript 6, right, everything was easy in the JavaScript, right? Once they have launched this ECMA 6 and started with new storage like temporary dead zone, let cons, all the things like became messy, I should say. And before that, it used to be damn easy, but now if you say no, for beginners, it's not that easy for now. If I have to consider all kind of people or students around. Anyways, so ECMAScript has one of the it is considered as one of the major version ECMAScript has been given until starting from 1999. I guess it was the ECMAScript 1 first version they have given. So they brought a plethora of constructs, programming constructs like be spread, res, destructuring, promises. Async await came later, I guess. What else? Like arrow functions, a lot of important topics. And today's programming, if you see, right, JavaScript, React, Angular, whatever you use, right, it is heavily used. The ES6 concepts are heavily used in all kind of development. Like I do use heavily. I'm damn sure like all the companies out there, they must have started following all the ES6 concepts. Right? Nobody must be writing today that normal functions unless it's like it's required, right? Definitely. Okay, guys. So there are 3 dots you must be asking, or your peers or your like seniors. Okay, sir, what exactly these 3 dots? Like I haven't seen in any programming languages, or some of you might saw in some programming languages. I am not sure about them, but yeah, it's like 5 years back they have launched all these in JavaScript. So these 3 dots are basically nothing but a type of parameter. Okay, another quick questions. How many types of parameters you guys know by now? I just want to listen the maximum number. Okay, don't say 1 or 2 type. Okay, just basic types of arguments, parameters, right? How many types do you know by now? Come on, guys, quick question. Types of parameter. I meant like the way you pass it, right? The arguments. Once you pass those in function, once you accept them, it's like a parameters. Remember default parameters? Sometimes back, I guess first or second session, default parameters. Or have I covered or haven't? By value, by reference. Yeah, okay. But what I'm asking here is about. So have I covered default parameters? Default means in the array we are passing equal to, right? Suppose param equal to this means if you don't pass anything, it is going to take that equal to 1. Yeah. I think yes, Priyanka, Ranjan, these are guys. Few of them are saying yes, few of them saying no. I'm not sure like what is happening. Okay, anyways. So once you know default parameters and the normal parameters you already know. Okay, let's go ahead and learn 2 more types of parameters. Okay, it's just a little bit different syntax. So guys, what we have here is these are 3 dots, both the cases. Okay, rest and spread. So another quick important interview question, right? First questions you might be attending any JavaScript interview will be like difference between let, var, and const. I hope you guys must be like you guys gonna be rock in this question at least. Second question will be like difference between normal function and arrow functions, which we are going to discuss today. Difference between rest and spread. All these are like a difference between callbacks and promises. Why do we need promises? Even though we haven't covered this as asynchronous programming, we are going to take care of that in the JS Sprint 2. These all 4 or 5 questions basically from ES6 are going to be your first set of questions in any kind of pre-interview rounds, or I should say first or second interview of rounds. Okay. So the example number 1, guys, what we have here is to convert an array into an individual elements. Okay, so you have given an array, it's like 55 to 12. We have like 5 elements in an array. Variable is number declared using const. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to pass this entire numbers. Okay, okay, let me just tell you, but after that I'll be just going ahead to replicate and explaining you. So here, what do you think? Like suppose line number 1 and 2 in the code, first 2 lines, what do you see is, okay, number is having like 5 element, right? Array, 5 element inside it, everything. Is there any way that we can pass directly the entire array? Okay, so without these 3 dots, if you pass numbers, what it will be, guys? Hello. Okay, chat box. You guys are array, address. Okay, I want to, okay, array. So direct array it will be, right? And if I ask you, right, do we have any way where it is going to take individual elements? Means instead of this array, inside array 5 elements, right? Just 5 elements without an array. Can you think of anything like that? I'm just passing numbers, but in such a way that instead of being 5 elements inside an array, it will be just individual 5 elements. Okay, no, because this is what the syntax you have to use. Yeah, exactly. You have to use loop or something. But there, okay, yeah, there. I think this example I have already used. You guys must be asking that time, right? I remember if you guys like what these 3 dots signify, like a reason for that. Yeah, that's what, Ajay. So now if you see, right, how it will be converted. See, math.max, if I write 3 dots numbers, I just say that commented one, it will be considered as math.max inside that function 55, 56, 89, 17, 12 means individual elements. So what do you see here is I have an entire array. Okay, it has been assigned to one numbers, like numbers is a variable, and once I use 3 dots before any variable, it is just spreaded. This is what you see here, right? Whatever elements you have all got spreaded. Yeah, that's what it's just that simple, just spread. Second use case is to copy elements of one array into another. Similar thing what we did in the first case. First case, what we want is we have those 5 elements. If we pass in this 3 dots, it will be just individual elements. Okay. Second case, if you see in the same array, inside that array we are passing these 3 dots, right? So inside those 3 dots numbers, it will be like array of all those spreaded elements, right? And then that array you can assign to any new array, nothing much, right? Third use case, simply to copy elements of one object into another. The way same you are doing with array, you can do with objects also. Look at that, 3 dots inside an object. Employee data has two props. What it will be actually, instead of 3 dots employee data, it will be converted back to 2 props with John and Pete. If you assign that to new object will be having 2 props, John and Pete. Not a big deal, okay? Not gonna take much time also in that. Even though it's just a syntax, it will come to you like easily only. Okay. Second thing is, Priyanka Chore, what is the use case? This is the use case, right? These all like stuffs if you want, right? You must be using for loops or some bigger 2-3 lines of code before this. But now since we have a spreadsheet, one liner, you can do everything. This is the use cases. In example 2, we'll construct num copy equal to number work. Yeah, it will work. Okay, we can. No, I'll come back to that. Don't worry. I'll show you, but that where exactly these are important. Okay. Now, second thing, if you say sir 3 dots, if you are saying spread, then what is rest thing? Okay. So definition wise, if you see it takes an iterable example an array and expand into individual elements, works with objects. Here it's written the rest parameter syntax allows a function to accept an indefinite number of arguments. What do you mean by this is, now just let's go to this function. What you have here is function fun, my fun AB, and then many more arguments. So guys, if I have passed like 6 arguments here, so what will be A? Just as per your like quick understanding, okay? Need not to be right at this time because we haven't covered, right? So if I pass this, right, what will be A, not 6, like the string 1 to be have, right? String 1. A will be first argument, Dipanshu. Yeah. So what exactly it is? 1. B will be. And what about 3, 4, 5, 6? Exactly. So what do you see here is these 3 dots inside a parameters, if you're passing, right? So 3, 4, 5, 6 all will be resting to one variable. Got the difference? Three dots, rest and spread is just same thing. It's just that based on context to which you are using it. Here, what do you see? Four things are resting on one, right? There's one variable here we have. All these four things are coming to and resting on one. So this is a rest parameters. If I have one variable, suppose this numbers, and it is going to spread into four, right? Something like that. Sorry for this, weird head expressions, but yeah, if it is going to spread, that means it's a spread. If it is going to be rest in one variable, it is just rest. That's it. This is the difference between this. Okay. Will they stored in array 3 4 5 6 array comma 3 4 5 6? There is nothing like this, Dharma. We don't have array, this kind of stuff. New array, if you write a capital, yeah, then we do have. Okay, prototype array. Second function, if you see here, the same thing, see x, y, and z. So z is like, we'll be having these four things. Once you click, okay, now it's the time to jump back to our applet and explain you one by one. Okay, I hope you got this understanding. It's not that tough. Anyways, I'll be writing all these examples so that you can understand more clearly. This is my August batch only. Yeah. So guys, we are in a session number 8. I don't have any folders or what. Meanwhile, if you want, I can just show you to my Chrome console as well. Don't worry, Asim, whatever doubts you have, I'll be solving them, all of them now, okay? Oh man, all the time it's logged out and oh, thank God. This time I've saved. Silly things are always disturbing. Yeah, don't worry. I saw Dharma, Asim, Priyanka, few doubts. Let it be coming. If you have doubts, let it be. Session 8 concepts we have. This is how we have a spread, and this is will be where we're having rest, and this is after that D is structuring. Okay. Yeah. I have just copied simply. And example 2. Okay guys, if I go to shell node session number 8, okay, and session, that's it. I haven't printed out anything, right? So you cannot see anything in the console because there is nothing inside console. Okay, just to show you before. Okay, so this is what you have guys as a numbers. Okay, so how numbers looks like if you print, it's an array. Okay, if you open this array of 5 elements, okay, 0th index, 1 index, 2 index, length 5, all the prototypes things, right? Okay. Once you do this, so this number, it will be spreaded here. Okay, in which form? In this form. Okay, and that's the reason you will be getting math.max as a value here. It's that function which you have learned already, so it accepts it. You might be asking, sir, okay, why not this and why all? So you just go here and see what it accepting. It's that 3 dot values, right? If you just give numbers here, let's see what will be the error. Not a number, because it expects input in the that form. Okay, spread and rest. Wait a while. I'll be coming to it. Okay, so you got this right. Okay, console log, and let me quickly just print that. If I now print that, you will be seeing 89 because which is the maximum value. Second time I'll be trying to console numbers copy. Okay, let's see what it has to say. Hey, what happening? Yeah, so see, this is what exactly it is converting to. See, numbers is an array. Once you use 3 dots ahead of that, right, as a prefix, so it will be not an array now. It has just spread it. Okay, it's just a collection of elements. I should say the same order, same thing. Now inside an array, if you're keeping them, I think this is the same thing, right? Do you see any difference between numbers and numbers of this? Numbers and Okay, anyways, because of the type it is giving, right, this. But you got it right, what I'm saying. Yeah, no, because of this type, we should be checking with this way. Yeah, so you got it right. Numbers inside array is the same thing which we have here, right? Yeah, so that's it. If you just assign to different array, it is going to be same array. Any other scenario for a spread operator why we need to convert array to individual elements? In order to get, so before this, Shri, how you were converting this array into, like with for loop, right? Getting one access at a time, right? That's how you were doing, right? Now if we have just see the clear syntax, concise, just one liner. Okay, now just go back to this is what like array spread syntax. Okay, use an array. Now it's an object. If you go ahead, this is how my object looks like. Similar thing. Now if you see just employee data, we have this. Now employee copy data, we have same thing. Can we check single element with a spread? Single element, yeah, definitely. If your object has single element, then it will be single element only. We have this, right? Array. Okay, we have to pass, right? It's like normally we cannot write like this. So remember, because array one we have yep, array 1 is going to be 1. What is array going to be? 1. See, single thing, right? That's what you are looking for. Okay, anyways, all this is about spread. Quickly we are gonna jump back to rest. Again simple topics. Okay, need not to waste much time into this. Okay, function is gone. Now if I just put this inside console, what I'm doing, man. Okay, let me just keep another console also in order to, for you to check this. Here in this case, all these things are okay. Just let's see. Nothing but just a syntax. Okay, new syntax in order to make your experience easy, handling few basic things easy. Okay, it will make you write code faster than before. Okay, that's what. Yeah, see, console log doesn't accept that. Found non-callable iterator. Remember what was the definition here? It takes an iterable an array and expand into individual elements. Individual elements means those element has to be. Yeah, okay, Priyanka, go ahead. So this is not allowed. You see, right? Yeah, go ahead.
We have one array, and with spread we spread all the elements of array and passing it to another array. So what is the use? We can directly copy array now. And how we can, after spreading, how we can access the third element?
No, access all will be same only. So if you have to consider that it will be array of 3, in this case also if you have to like array of 3, the same thing. There's no difference in that.
In this example, actually I'm having an array, I'm spreading it, and I'm again storing it into an array.
Hey, that's for you guys. I have given you a use case. It's not kind of use case. It's just that example. That's how we have to use. Don't say that, sir, why we are doing this. Definitely, yeah, you can directly use numbers. Okay. What about in this first example? Then what will you say?
No, just I want to know that how we can access in the array. We iterate it and take one element. But in after spreading, how we can access one individual element.
So what are the like what is the name of the topic we are covering, Priyanka?
Spread.
What?
Spreading. Spread.
No. What are these spread and rest?
Parameters.
What are parameters? Why we use parameters?
To pass value.
Exactly, just to pass value and to accept value. Apart from that, they don't have any reason that another specific because their name says it's the types of parameters. Why you are thinking them suppose like a new data structure or a new function? They are nothing. They're nothing but a parameters, a type of parameters, a new type of parameters, new way of passing and accepting. That's it. Getting my point?
Okay, you want to say that as we pass an array, we can pass individual elements only with this spread.
Yeah, that's what you must be passing before, right?
Okay,
Before
I got
this,
it.
how you were you. Yeah, that's what. Just wait for like I had. Let me complete, right? Then only you will be understanding. Okay, so suppose here you have right this function, my function. Yeah, here, here see what you are passing here. X, Y, Z entire this thing, right? Instead of that, can I pass here this the array of all this? Which one will be easy? Which one will look easy to you? Okay, let me ask Priyanka only. Suppose in this rest case, Priyanka, we have here, right? How many elements we have? 6, right? So I just want, if like previously you must be writing 6 parameters, right? Based on the 6 arguments here, then only we'll be getting 6, right? But now see,
Okay.
do you see anything difference here?
Right.
Yeah, that's also a use case. That's why it's just a parameters. Don't consider them as a new data structure or new functions. Just a different syntax in order to make your code, like writing code faster. And yeah, so suppose here you must be, it will be saving your memory, right?
Yes.
6 variables, 6 local parameters you must be creating. Yeah. So this is what REST is. Here, if you see, these are just example to show you. If you say that, what is the significance of this? Yeah, definitely no significance, right? As I told you, right? Numbers is the same thing. Numbers copy is the same thing. But the reason is, if you pass this numbers, right, it is going to be spreaded as an array. But now, if you pass it as a 3 dot numbers, then it will be individual elements. Getting my point? Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead further. If you have any doubt, again, you can ping me or you can ask, no worries. So they are just a parameters, nothing specific, nothing much. Okay, and this is how they make our code like readable, or it should be like allow us to write code faster. Now here you see, instead of 6 variables, we are just giving A and B, and now we'll see that what A and B will be there, and more arguments we also try to run. Okay, now why it is giving me error? My functions, one second. Type script this expected. Okay, where some or the other way I have missed it. Can you guys see where it is being missed? Hey, it's working fine. I guess some weird syntax around. See, it's working here, right? No need to go that. Yeah. So now what you see is A will be 1, B will be 2. That you guys have answered it, right? Not I am having. Yeah, I think Replit. And my many more arguments. See, this is an array. See here, guys. This is an array of all the other elements once you. So this is the faster way, right? More concise way. That's it. Nothing much. This is all about the rest one. So since like all these spreaded thing are going to rest on some one variable, which is what is the name of that variable? Quickly, guys, write in the chat box. What is the rest parameter here in this function, highlighted function? Name of that rest parameter. Many more arguments, right? Or is it like A or B? A or B is rest or spread? No, right? They are just normal parameters. Once you read about default parameters, okay, just let me write here. C is equal to 5. Okay, now how many types of parameters you know? One is the normal parameters, you already understand, right? Second is the default one. Third is rest, and fourth is spread. So now by now you must be having 4 kind of yeah, that's what these are, just parameter types, nothing specific. Yeah, see now, okay, let me print now. See also, because most of you guys said that, so sir, you haven't covered this. I'm not sure why you said like that, because I know I have covered. Anyways, it will be giving you all the outputs. Now go back to the last questions. If you say X and Y, hey, hello. Okay, see this X and Y, all the elements will be an array of Z. Z will be an array. Okay, first element, Priyanka was asking like how to access that element. This is how you will be accessing first element. How to access the length of array? The normal way. We are not doing anything special here. Okay, just the way we pass, the way we accept is different. See, length is 4. C will be one second. Yeah, because we have passed, right? Yeah. Ajay has kept this good point now. Okay, in that sense, what it will take. Okay, let me just check. I'm not sure. Otherwise, this is not a right place to teach the default parameters. Yeah. I hope you guys get it right. Default parameters. It's just for your revision. I told you. Anyways, I have to write that somewhere else. Okay. Then yeah, this is how all the things you got it right. Means no need to waste much time in that now. I hope everything is clear to you. Let me jump back to the new topic, because this is how we waste a lot of time in the similar like silly topics only. We have more important topics to cover, right? Like arrow functions and all. Okay, guys. Another quick important topic is destructuring. After that, we will be solving our activity number 1 of the day. Okay, this one, rest spread destructuring. It is going to use. The destructuring assignment syntax in A6 is a JavaScript expression that makes it possible to unpack values from arrays or properties and object into distinct values. Yeah. So this is what is the definition if you guys are looking for particular definitions. But yeah, I would suggest don't go for any definition. Just learn what those programming constructs, are meant for. We have two kind of destructuring. We can divide them. So basically what happens is, right, this 10, 12, 20, if you just want to make a variable like a and b, you can pass or initialize your variable in this way also. By now, I'm not sure if you know with this like previously itself, but array destructuring, one second is okay. Yeah, so now till now how you must be doing this. Okay, let a equal to b, right? Let a equal, like const a equal to 10, const b equal to 20, right? That's how you know, right? Let const and var and like declaring and initializing your variables. This is something new thing. If you ask like what's the significance behind this, it will be coming to you. Okay, don't worry. After you solve the activity number 1, you will get everything. But now for now, just consider it as another shorthand technique. Okay. Instead of this, see, const a equal to 10 and const b equal to 10, b equal to 20, whatever it is. Instead of this, we can do this also. So what it will be doing, it will just check the number. Okay, 10, 20, a, b. So a is going to be 10 and b is going to be 20. If you want to check out, definitely you can go ahead and check. Console log.a. They are just normal variable. Okay, nothing special to these variables. It's just that the way we have initialized them or the way we have passed them, like passed a value to them, right? Stored a value to them is just a different thing. Probably replet issue. We don't have to array 2 commas. Okay, it is somewhere below. This example, I'm going to let me comment. You must be taking a result. Okay, this is the result. Now how will you be accessing this? Result 0, okay, result 1, result 2. Okay, now suppose if I just want to have or play with just second result. Okay, second resultant. Okay, no need not to have 1 or 2. Still you will be getting all these 3 things, right? Even though you don't use or not, it depends. Like it doesn't depend on that. But now suppose if you have ABC, right, exact element, if you want to use directly, you can use that. Just another quick way how do we extract values, right? Unpack values. So this will be then it will be returning array. How to unpack that using this structure. Don't worry. Again, I'll give you a few more example. This is how it was written here. Let me say what it will be. A, B, Where I have missed C, man. Where exactly we have C? Okay. Come on, Replit. Yeah. So see this? Can you see something like new which you don't know previously? Right? Yes, yeah, that's what. Don't worry if you feel these syntax is a little bit tough. Yeah, because these are new syntax. They are nothing, just a difference in syntax. In order to make your code easy, more readable, less number of lines, and in order to allow you to write code faster. Now, now is the time for the object destructuring. So this is how you know, right, arrays and all. So this is how what we did for arrays. Now for objects, if you go right, similarly way, but see, you can see here, right, in this array. So if it is an array of 2 elements, here you have to keep element of like array of 2 elements. If you just keep a, it will just pick one value, or just you can explore it. Okay, here you must be returning 3, so you must be having like 3 values separated by 2, means 3 space it has to be there. Now this is all about array. What about your object? Now suppose my object has 2 properties, a and b. I want both, or whatever it feels like. It depends, right? The similar way, what I can do is, see, my object looks like this. This is what the object literal way. What we have is const a2 and b2 of object. What it will be? Let me write it. A quick console log here and check a2 and b2. 50 and 60. Let me write here is sorry, 0 it is. If we return person object and need only first name. If we return person object, where is the person object here? I don't see. If we return person object and need only first name.
Just telling the use case actually, that we return 3 elements and we need only 1.
Yeah, that's what I explained, I guess. Yeah, okay. What we see here is, okay, this is what we have. Third is working, P42, Q true. If I just, okay, this is how I have like my new object, and if you just, no, this is a simple object only. P and Q, I'm not sure, nothing much here. Yeah, A and 2 object is A and B. Yeah, it should be working. I'm not sure why it isn't working. Okay, 1 second. Let me just do it. So you array or destructuring, you guys understand? Yeah.
So sir, in terms of object, we have to use the same property name. Means we cannot use A2 and B2. We have to use A and B.
Exactly.
That's why it's
exactly. I was coming to that. That's what is the difference between array destructuring and object destructuring. One of these differences. So what you have to do here is, see. So what I am doing here, I'll tell you the difference here. So now here, right? If you guys must be writing A2, right, and B2, something like that, you must be trying it. Like, and now you see, sir, A2 is not defined. Now what happens, right? Array, what's the difference between array and object? You remember, right? Even though the type is same, they have key value pairs. Remember, objects have key value pairs, and array has just values, I should say. Keys are the index only. Index number is the keys, which is by default understandable by the system, JS engine. So you need not to worry about that. But yeah, for objects, you need to worry about that A and B. Okay. So now, instead of this, if you just use A and B here, now you see. So key only if it will match. So array, how it was matching with array, the space, right? 3 elements into 3 elements. Now you have key value pairs. So suppose you are writing A2 and B2, so it will go to object. It will see that, okay, that object, do we have any key name A2 and B2? No, right? So it will be undefined. Now if you use A and B, then it will say, yeah, A key will be matched with A. So return value is 50. So now A is 50 here. B is matched with B key. Keys are matched then. So based on keys, they are matching here. Got it? This is the object restructuring. Nothing big thing, but yeah, I'll be telling you. why it is known as destructuring. So I'm not particularly sure like why they are calling it a destructuring, but the what we can understand by this is, so you have this structure, right? Particular structure for array and what we say objects, right? So those structural basically we are what we say like making or deriving of some structure, I should say. You know, deriving means there is one value, we need to derive that some values from that, like fetching values, unpacking values, deriving values, right? That's what is the destructuring. So from a structure you're deriving some values. That's what is my understanding. Okay, yeah, here if you just do A and B, you will be getting your output. Okay guys, enough explanation. Now it's a time for, okay, very good. I knew this will come. Okay, now it's the time for the activity number 1. Please jump back to the Replit account. Hey man, let me give A3 B3 here only. Okay, yeah, 5060 it is. Now let me create another quick file telling this activity 1, which is destructuring, giving you guys time of structuring.js. Oh, it's not enough time, man. Yeah, so we have been given this. I'm just pinging you, okay, for you guys. You can copy it from the chat box. Just make sure you copy and paste this in your own activity file in the Replit. So the question is, we have been given a nested object, okay, and we have to find out the exact value. That this is the real use case of destructuring, right? And spread arrest, like just a restructuring, I should say. That's what you guys were saying, right? So just why we are copying array to array, object to object, right? Nothing big deal, right? Why don't we use that directly? Yeah. So this is what the real time use case looks like. We have this array, okay. Now my question is, given our nested object, we need to print below outputs, okay. So I just want anyhow the scratch pad value. This is scratch pad, okay. You have to destructure it, or you have to fetch value using destructuring. How would you proceed this question, guys? If you can solve quickly, just let me know in the personal, just share with me. Once I'll give the answer, then you guys can share with everyone. Okay, let me know how will you be giving me this value. Scratch pad value I want, and the second value I want is JavaScript. Yeah, whatever it is. Omega bung. These two values I want. This is your activity number 1, guys, for today. 1 minute has been elapsed. Take a couple of more minutes and try to see that how you can. By the definition I told you, right? If it is an array, you have to make on the left hand side the array structure, same structure. Okay. If it is object on the right hand side, you have to prepare by your own the similar structure, so that key by key, nesting by nesting, it can map. Nesting means, okay, inside an array object, then it on the left hand side also it has to be inside an array and object. Inside three keys, it has to be 3 exact keys. Okay, so in the object both the things are matters. Okay, key name also. Okay, I got one personal message, direct message from Pankaj. Const title metadata. What was the output of this, Pankaj? Sankalp is writing console log metadata. Sankalp question is using destructuring. We are solving destructuring here. I don't want you to just console log it. Okay, Sankalp, if you are able to console log this, just why don't you give me JavaScript this? Okay, Gaurav, I see. Okay, guys, now let me just quickly copy it and try to write it. I hope you got this question right. So what I just taught you is, okay, we have to create, it's an object. See, the bigger thing is an object. We have to create an object. Okay, the name is meta and data. I don't want all these informations, right? Suppose these all are like bogus informations coming from the server, redundant informations, and I don't need that. Okay, I just want two things. Then there it is like what is helping us is destructuring instead of like iterating through all the properties and picking up one or the third or fourth one. This is where it comes handy. What I'm gonna do here is, okay, so what I see here is similarly title. Okay, I have made it. Second thing is translation, means we have this entire array, right? Okay. Inside that, what we have is another object. Okay. Yeah, so this is what is the structure you guys see right on the left hand side. And then you have the URL, but I don't want URL right here. It's fine. Okay, so this is what we have here. And now, yeah, so key of this is translation. Now I just want this title, right? Can I write like this title here? We'll see. Okay, we'll see that what we can get all these values. Okay, instead of this title, okay, same thing. So same title. Okay, yeah. Now let me just quickly console log. Let me write individual console log and check. First thing is title. Second thing is, it's a title, right? So yeah, we have to check that. Let me check first one only then. Node session 8, and then activity number 1. Yeah. Okay, so the title has been already declared, we'll say. So okay, how I have to do this inside an array? Since we have this directly, it must not be okay. Okay, one second. Okay, just let me hear it. Title, instead of title, okay, just let me write title 1 only for now. Okay, now title 1. Yeah, so what do you see here is a scratch pad. Okay, this is what the title we got. Now let me see if we can get the title 1 also. Replit. Yeah, I guess just the question demands only 2 things. So have you guys got this destructuring? What's the difference and why do we use this? What is the use case? So most of the time, how will you see this code is in this way. Then you must be thinking, sir, okay, the way you have told is different. But yeah, so the way I have explained, right, in that way, if you write, it will be easy for you to understand that, okay, how the exact fields look like. Yes, see, so this is just a one-liner. Okay, you can unpack the entire object. You can pick, I should say, means pick individual specific element, whatever you want, right? I just don't want these bullshits. I just want 2 things, which I got it. So how I have to get it? I have to design the same structure with the same keys. I'll get the values. Okay, it's that simple. That's it, guys, about this structuring, rest, spread. Nothing big deal. Okay, next topic is arrow function, guys. So for now, okay, so yeah, a few points I have written. Yeah, this is the first slide. That's what I'm saying. Okay, we have one activity number 2 also. Okay, so arrow functions, you guys must be quite excited to learn about this because it seems like cool, right? If you know latest topics like rest, spread, destructuring, arrow functions, it makes you cool among your peers, right, who doesn't know still about all these new things, because these are new. For now, I shouldn't be saying new, right? ECMAScript 6 like 2015, 6 years old. These things are not new. If you know any new concepts like null, coalescing operator or something like that, which they have been launched last year or last year, then like today it will make you cool. Anyways, arrow functions don't need an explicit written keyword. Okay, I'll be showing that to you. Arrow functions don't have their own this and argument object. Yeah, this is kind of a highlight line. Okay, so next time, guys, if someone asks, okay, for now let me ask one question to you guys. What is the difference between arrow function and normal function statement? Function literal way, I should say. Anshul is saying records and tuples. What are tuples, man? Records and tuples, there is nothing exist in JavaScript. Both the things are new to me. This keyword, okay, because you have just saw it, Gloire, okay. Arrow function don't need a name. Okay, it's a question. You're asking me a question. I'm asking you a question. One time use, no function keyword. Tuples are Python, okay. We are not learning Python, but me, so just please stick to JavaScript only, because I'm not aware of other programming languages construct. Okay, if you don't use this, still return. Don't use of return. Yes. Okay. One of the most important interview question is, what do you understand? Like, how do you see the difference between arrow functions and the normal functions? I'll be telling you. Okay. This is what about this and arguments. Okay. Before to that, I'll be explaining you some more thing. Okay, now coming back to functions. What I will say, the classical function. Okay, classical function or function definition or whatever. Okay, how you might be defining function get name, and you must be taking any element any default element. For you guys who still say that we haven't covered it. Now, if I just try to console log it, and you try to comma A, comma B. Okay, if I just call get name, what will be the output? Similarly, okay, we have two parameters, one argument, and this is how we write a normal function. So yeah, definitely, Priyanka, it will be 2, 5. But what I want here is two and 5. Yeah. Now, let me tell you what exactly is the syntax and all. Then I'll come back to that why and how we have to. Like, let me say first. Let me explain how and why I'll be covering later. Okay, so this is what you have, guys. Your get name, and now the another way we have is get name. Okay, I'll be explaining in such a way that you won't see any difference. Okay. Just name changes will be there. Okay, guys. Get name 1 and the same local variables. See, 2 and 5. So in the difference, if you see by now, there's no difference, right? So which one you like for now? If I just ask you simple questions, which one of these two way you like it? Yeah, so Ranjan, default parameter is nothing. Like if you pass anything, it will be default. If you, it will be just B will be always 5. If you pass 6, then B will be 6. If you don't pass, then it will automatically take the default one. Okay, now, okay, somebody is saying, Prathami is saying the first one. Sankalp is also, okay, all of you is all of you are liking the first one. Okay, and now I'll be just writing three cases. Okay, this is the first one. Don't worry, you will start liking this once I explain the all that. Okay. Okay, with variable we have understood, right? Hey, normal function. What it is going to say? Hey, I am cool. I'm a cool function, something like that. Get name 1, get name 2, get message. Get message 1, no need to pass anything. Instead that, what will be returning? Okay, no need to. So in order to print that, I'll be pushing this entire message inside a console log. Don't worry if you are not getting anything right now, because I haven't explained anything, so you shouldn't be having it out by now. Okay. All right, looks good to me. Let's see how it will be. Okay, so 2525 is enough. You might have understood it. Yeah, now you see, hey, normal function, hey, I'm a cool function. Now, so this is about what the exact copy is. Okay, now if I write the same function in another cooler or the concise syntax, let me see what do you guys will be liking it or not now. Yep, that's it. We can use function expressions also. Yes. So anyways, whatever this we have written, right, it's just the left side, right side. Left side is still like you can assign the entire thing into a variable. See, I'm a cooler function. So see, you see the difference here. You will be asking, sir, what kind of thing you are teaching us? There is no return, there is no block. How can you say that these elements must be having a block scope? Suppose here, okay, something like this. Yeah, 252525. See this, there's no block, and you will be saying, sir, what is the scope of A and B? I would say functional block or block scope, right? So you will say, where is the block, sir? So these are few things you must be taking care of while using arrow functions. These are just basic syntax, okay? Nothing big thing I'm telling you. So basically, if you go ahead here, there is no need of writing block and return into that. Okay, let me just come back to this example. So see here, line number 94 and line number 89 to 91. You see, let me just convert that into one liner now. Okay, just let me convert all this into one liner so that you can see the difference. Okay, still they will run the same way. Yeah, see now. So what do you think, guys? See here, we have this return statement. Okay, don't compare with this, compare with this thing. We don't have this return and the block entire thing. Still we are able to use this. Okay, one second. What I'm going to write is okay. Okay, something like this. Okay, anyways, because I haven't passed anything, right? 55 is my favorite number. Let me write 55 here. Yeah. So what do you see, guys, here in all these expressions? See, one function only I've written the 4 way. If you use functional expression, right, 5th way, 6th way. This is all the beauty of JavaScript. I was like discussing in the last session also. But here we are just focused on arrow functions. So guys, here what do you see is, can you make a nested function using arrow functions? Yeah, definitely. The next slide I'm going to explain you that, boss, so don't worry. You can remove return only if the function is having a single. Yeah, that's what, Arpit, I'm coming to you, okay? Now, so what are the restrictions, right? You can see, sir, there is everything is freedom. Like we have freedom here, right? We can do anything. No, but we have some restrictions. What are the restrictions here is, if you have a single variable, right, then you need not to write the parenthesis also in the function in the parameters. Okay, no parenthesis required. That's what is the line number 93. The same way you can access that k, the way you're using normal function. In line number 90, if you have no parameters, then definitely you have to pass the parenthesis. Okay, it's a rule. If you see, it might be giving a syntax error. In line number 87, if you use this like written and with this block, it's fine. If you don't write, then also it is automatically arrow function will be considering that. So even if you write or not, it will consider. Okay, one element in the parameters, no parenthesis required. If no element, definitely it is required. If you don't write written with block, it's fine with arrow functions. But if you write here, then what it will be, guys? In the normal functions, if you don't write written in this way, definitely it will be giving you some errors. Okay, this is some cool things. Okay, but there is a specific reason to that also. Okay, it's not like the syntax error, the syntax changes in the concise way of like the we have now after the introduction of arrow functions. It's not like that. I'll be coming to that. This is all about the functions and the arrow functions. I have explained to you. Arrow functions, usually we call that symbol, right? The symbol is called fat arrow. Okay, fat arrow. So that's what is fat arrow or arrow functions, whatever you guys want, you can call that. Now, can we return multiple parameters in arrow function without parenthesis written? Can we have multiple parameters? Hey, no, Arpit. That's what I'm saying, right? If you write in that way, it will be giving error. What error? You can check that. K1, K2, K1, K2. This is what up to you. I'm leaving it. You guys can explore all this. Just to wake up the explorer inside you. See, K1 is not defined. It's a reference error it is giving now. Get message for no. I think this is some different issue. Yeah. That's what only. K1 is not defined. See here, it won't accept. So it is giving a reference error. So one K1 is getting, but second is not. So it's not allowed, right? So the only restrictions we have is if we have one single, then no need of parenthesis. Otherwise, there is need of parenthesis. Now, if you want to write it, it will run. Yeah. Also, you see, sir, this written and all is not only for one. No, it's just that in case you have a single statement here. Okay. Now, if I have written here, I'm a cooler function. Now, 1 second. And this is the first line. This is the second line without that. Okay, let me see. It will give whatever it will give or not. Buddy. Where we are. Okay, now I have to change the name of message, right? Yeah, so still I think we couldn't find so still we couldn't find after this hi buddy, right? So what it did is it just written yep so it just written the first one. So in order, suppose if you have just a single line, right, that then only it is allowed that you can skip this return and arrow. Okay, in case if you have more than one line, then definitely you have to make use of return and that parenthesis. Okay, this one, both the things are required. So all these are restrictions. Okay, that's the reason. See, 6 or the 7 variants I have told you writing arrow functions. You need to take care of all of them, otherwise it will give error. Just that thing, nothing much. Let me go to now quick functions. I have to tell you, this is kind of just a syntax introduction for arrow functions. Now, guys, last class, right, at the end, if you guys have asked me one question, let me. If you put written after the first this, then Asim, you just try whatever you want, right, and let me know how it is behaving. Okay, guys, now instead of this console log, right, there is something called arguments. Okay, arguments. Okay, and this is what we have is this. So for now we are not going to use this. Okay guys, get name 3. I'm not sure like what I must be having there. Okay, now if I'm passing this, let's see what will be the output of all this. Yeah, so this is for get name 3. Okay, we are getting everything here. Yeah, so see, arguments isn't whatever arguments we have, right? A and B, it can give you. This is called a global method. If I say all the classical functions had its own this and arguments. Okay, see, if I just write this, get name 3, if I not pass anything, arguments will be 0. Arguments will be 5. So same. Okay, instead of that console log, let me return that argument. Okay, so that I can. Okay, 1 second. Then 1 is argument. Okay, let me go there itself. 3 quick things. Arguments dot length, type of arguments. This is how you explore things, right? Yeah. So what do you see is type of argument is an object. Okay, and length is 1. And 1 second. Yeah, and argument how does it look like is this is the way. 1 second. So all the functions have their own this and own arguments, all the classical functions. Okay, and we'll be checking today what about this their arrow functions, what arrow function has to say. Argument 0 and the length is 1, prototype is object. You can see this thing, right? So this is how you can find out yeah, see, the length is 1. Okay guys, so this is what are the normal functions. Let me just quickly go back and check about the same thing in the array functions. Okay, and about this, right, this is okay, let me just show you this only here. Yeah, so this is all about this now. So okay, let me ask you some questions quickly, guys. Okay, where do you see get name 1, 2, get message 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, guys, in this file? Remember what in one place while explaining to you that this thing inside object, right? I said that this inside an object or any of the property or method, it will be, suppose if inside an object, if you have one method, in that method, if you use this, it will be pointing to properties of that object, right? That was the one use case of this. Even though we haven't covered this, we are not going to cover this also. Just like keep in mind a couple of things here, okay? Because these are quite important for the interview perspective. That's why I have included it. I have been asked that let's just remove these things because I know that, okay, this is the right time to discuss all this thing. Now you see, if I'm consoling log this, right, entire these things are coming. You know, get name, all the things are coming. You see here, get name. So all these functions are coming inside my function get name 3 with this. Okay, just keep in mind this thing. Okay, for now I'm just commenting it. And I'm copying the entire thing with arrow functions. I can do that, right? So while using arrow functions, I know I don't need this, right? This is how the syntax looks like. Everything other we can do the same. Okay, get name 4. Do we have get name 1, 2, right? It's just 2, right? So okay, 3, 4 is fine. 4 is also fine. And let me call that. Priyanka, I see that you are on mute. If possible, just mute yourself so that No sounds will come. Okay. Yeah, here if you see, okay, note this right. Yes. 5 and object and this, that, and all. Function arguments in JavaScript. Okay, this is an okay. So if I see here, right, so these arrow functions don't have this argument or their own this. The reason is, now if you see here, what do you see is the main module, the function requirement, and all these things. If you see here, right, okay, let me just yeah. So if you see this right, the difference of this, what do you see, what you saw in this is entire these functions was coming, right? So these are the global functions, I should say. So for this function, if you use this, right, it is pointing to where, in which this function is defined, right? Okay. Now here if you see this console log this, right, so it's an empty, it's coming as an empty. So that means arrow function doesn't have their own this. That's what is the point which I would like to make it here. Okay, this is one thing. Next thing is, if you see argument length is 5. There is no 5 arguments we have. So what this length is, I have to check that what all lengths. That's the reason arrow functions does not have their own this and arguments. Got it, guys? These two things, all the functions have this and arguments, but arrow function doesn't have. One difference. Never say that, sir, the difference between these two things is just the concise way, or this written we can ignore. We can written that shorthand forms, parenthesis. No. Whenever somebody asks you in the interviews, just say that, sir, this is the one difference. Okay. Another second important I'll be telling you. Okay, quickly, let me go. Let me just uncomment few things so that we can get at least a clear picture of our, yeah, looks like same. No need to check the type because we already know. I have to check that for all these arguments is coming because arrow function doesn't have their own. I'm not sure from where it is picking this 5, since we don't have 5 here, right? We have at max we have just 2, and what we're passing is just 1. Now, where I was, yeah. So this is all about the difference, guys. You can read the slides, whatever they have. I am not going to go ahead with this. Yeah. So here also see these structuring way. Okay, let me just give you this example also so that you can understand. See here, he was saying, right, why we were using this arrow func. Console log. See, so since we have this all elements, right, and if I'm just passing into this arguments and I'm console logging all those arguments, let's see what I'll be getting. What I got is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, it was already console log is not needed. So see, guys, this is what we are using. This is what, guys, is spread or rest, I should say. What exactly it is this? Okay, Ajay is saying spread, rest guys are saying rest. Ajay is still spread. So since it's already spreaded, right, this all will be resting to one variable, which is that variable argument. So argument is here is a rest operator, I should say. This is what is the rest. No spread here. That's it about this. The most important slide is this one. Okay, this I already explained you, right, or not? No, okay. Okay, other important thing about arrow function is this should not be used as methods and constructor functions. Okay, if you haven't covered this thing, just keep in mind this is the most important things. Methods means in the object, right? In object, if you use this, right, if you use this as a methods, what will be the disadvantages? I'll be telling you. Arrow functions should not be used as methods and constructor functions. Never, guys, never. The reason is this only. This is the reason. This. Okay, I think this example I have already given to you. No need to check. Anyways, I didn't know that we have this. I've given my own example. Now, guys, if you write this test dot create arrow function, you're getting nothing. If you write test dot create classical function, what you're getting is test object and the argument list, right? Remember that argument length 0 and all whatever you have passed to this. This is an object. Inside we have two methods. Yes, so this is the reason why we shouldn't be using them as a method. Okay, these you remember, right? This is an object, and how do we define methods? These are the methods we have inside that method. If you're trying this dot name arguments, we are giving errors. It was the errors in this function, and classical functions works fine, but there is some catch. Okay, error. What error they are giving here? Argument is not defined since they don't have there. Okay, arrow functions where I called, yeah, this is the one. Now if you're still getting confused, don't worry, it's not that thing. Now the most important topic, most important slide of this which I have added. Why do we need arrow functions? Okay, so for this questions, if I ask you now, guys, why do we need arrow functions? What is going to be your answer now? Let me write on the chat box. Why do we need arrow functions? Because of this, that we have since see in the functions now you see it has its own this. It could be used as constructor functions, object methods, and it is having their own this in arguments. On the other hand side, you said, sir, arrow functions doesn't have all of these 4 properties. Then still why do we need arrow functions? Right? For now, with this shorthand simplicity, right? Apart from this, nothing important we saw for arrow functions. So is it the reason that just to give a shorthand form, ECMAScript has added arrow functions? Simplicity, simple way to write. Okay, is that the only reason? Less execution time consuming. No. Never say this. Okay, whenever interviewer asks, you think, okay, this thing, what you are gonna reply with? So first thing, they don't have their own this and argument. Second thing is they shouldn't be used as a method and constructor. The reason I just told you. Third is the most important thing. That thing you have to tell your interviewer as a answer number 1. What exactly is this? Let me just copy this and explain to you. Now is the time for activity 2, like after that. Okay. Yeah. Why arrow functions? Cool. Suppose, guys, we have 2 objects. Okay. One object is person. My name is Kapil. I can write anybody's name. Suppose Ashu is saying, simple way to write, let me write her name. Another is Asim, let me write Asim name. Asim is fine, right? Yeah, spelling. Sorry, bro. Yeah, this is how, okay, Ashu might be interested in some, yeah, okay, coding or suppose badminton and traveling instead of coding, right? Let me write programming here for now so that we can see the difference. Okay, so now in this case, see, guys, we have 2 objects. Okay, person and person 1. One case we are using this is name as a property, and second property is hobbies. Here also we have 2 different names and hobbies. Third thing what we have is a method. Remember, object is method, right? A function inside and an object is called as a method. Both the sides we have method. Okay, both the sides we have used function. This is the normal function. Remember, normal function. Nothing big I have just done. Now inside that, somebody has asked me, sir, can we write nested functions inside arrow functions? I said yes. Okay. Now, for now, just consider that for each will be just reiterating your array. Okay. Anyways, like the next topic is for each. This, if you see here, what we are gonna do is like this hobbies, right? It's an array. Okay. So, but this dot hobbies will be reiterating. Remember, reiterating like iteration for loop. This is another for each. I'll be explaining this today. For each this hobbies, this function. Okay. So if I'm passing a function inside a function, so what this is called is, based on our previous class, guys, what this function is? Quickly. Callback function. Exactly, Arun, Prathamesh. You're absolutely right. And yeah, of course, it is anonymous function also. Now, if you see this console log, this dot name, and likes and hobby. So what do you see the output, guys? If I just call this person dot, if I just call person dot get hobbies, what will be the output here? Quickly let me know in the chat box. 3 it will get. No, see, for all it will reiterate, right? Name will be Asim likes coding, Asim likes cricket, Asim likes movie, something like that, right? Yeah, okay. What about the second case? Error. Okay, let me just quickly go ahead and run this, and you guys are going to see by your own. Now, most of you said that first thing, sir, it is going to print Asim likes coding, Asim likes cricket, Asim likes movies. But what we see here is it is undefined. Okay. On the other hand, in the later case, if we see, sir, we are getting Ashu likes programming, Ashu likes badminton, traveling, everything. So what is going on here? Don't worry about this, right? This what I said, inside a function, it will be having a scope, different scope. See, in the functions inside an object, it has a scope like, it will be, see here, right? This dot name, right? This dot name, it was able to cover, right? That's what in the object, if you use this, any method inside a function, like these are the methods, any methods, if you use this inside an object, you will be able to get all the properties. So here this dot name is a property. If you just print this, all the properties will be of this object will be coming to this. You can go ahead and print. Okay, since we haven't covered much about this, right, let me just give you some examples so that you can understand. In this scenario, let me just remove this thing. Anyways, I have understood, I explained this, right? Test dot create arrow function. What is the output? Window. Okay. Test dot create classical function name. Okay, so do you see any difference, guys, here? What is the difference of this here? I told you, right? Arrow function doesn't have their own this. Remember? So what this now we are getting here inside an array? Don't you think this test object we are getting here means whatever properties we have right here, we can access using this inside an arrow function. Whereas in the other case, if we just write this inside a functions, where it is pointing towards a global. See, window is a global object. Remember I told you? So this is the difference. This is the only reason why we have arrow functions. Okay. Confused. Okay. So arrow function doesn't have on this, right? So what this they have is array function has lexical scope, parental scope. Okay. That means this is right. Okay. Yeah. This is window, or here if you print, right, if you try to print here, it will be global. So that this is pointing to global object inside this function. Okay. Now in case of this arrow function, it is pointing to this test object only. since they don't have their own this, so what this they will be using? Their parents. So what is the parent of this thing? This method is parent of test. Test is the parent, right? So this is creating this object. Whereas in our normal function will be pointing towards where this function, where this like my target object exists. So where this test exists in the global. That's the reason. I'm not sure if you are confused. Okay, you could be. But just try to understand. Okay. Test console log this. Okay, this is entire this only. So here. Okay, yeah, it's already explained here. Anyways, like this dot name, right? This we have explained already. Need not to go into that. So you got it right. What I'm trying to convey here is arrow function has a lexical scope, parental scope. They don't have their own this. This should be your answer to the all the interview questions. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm coming back to my problem. This person and person one, Priyanka. Don't worry. So what is going on here, guys? If you see this dot name, right? This is which function? This is which function, guys? Quickly respond to my queries. Means based on this, like it's an arrow function or normal function? Classical function, right? Okay, normal function. So normal function where it like it is defined means like who is the parent of this function? Who is the parent of this function? Loop. No loop, no loop. It is this block, right? Inside an object, no, everything is inside object. For this, this function is defined inside another function, get hobbies, right? Yeah. So Gloria is right. This is written inside get hobbies. Okay, so if you write this dot name, where it will go and search? It will search in this get hobbies, right? But do we have anything like in this block? Do we have anything like name? No. Where do we have name? Parent of parent. Suppose this is the grandparent, I should say, for this function, right? Now, on the other hand, as we say that this is our arrow function, they don't have their own this. Okay, fine. I know that they don't have their own this. So who's this they will be pointing to? Their parents this. So which is their parent? Get hobbies. And in this case, which one is that this? This dot name, this dot hobbies, this dot get hobbies. Everything they can access, right? So this is the reason they are, if you write this inside an arrow function, they will point towards this name. Okay. But in the case of normal functions, so this is what the disadvantage of a normal function. That is the reason they have launched arrow function. Okay. It's not like just with the shorthand techniques they have. They don't. So in this kind of scenarios, suppose if I have this case, and if you run this thing, right? I just want output to be Asim likes coding cricket movies, but you're not getting, see? So this seems like a disadvantage, right? But if you use arrow functions, you are able to get it. Exactly. So that's what is the difference, and that's why they launched arrow function, guys. Yeah. So now, yeah, same thing was happening there also. See this. Who is the parent of this now? This function don't have their own this, right? So who is the parent of this one? Test one. So test one has this name. Yes, that's the reason it is trying to print this name. Here in this another case, yeah. Anyways, if I write this dot name, right, it won't come here, right? So it will be pointing to this test one execution environment. I'm not going much into this thing, right? This is quite peculiar, quite difficult thing, right? Very important interview questions, but that will be covering in the JS Sprint 2. For now, you just see that arrow function doesn't have their own this. They points to their parents, this parental. Okay, this is how, that's the reason they are able to go to this name. See this dot name, that means they're able to. So first what it will see, this hobby, right? This dot hobbies. Do we have, this is the block, right? This is the parent of my arrow functions. Parent of my arrow function is this get hobbies functions. Do we have dot this? No. Anyways, arrow function doesn't have their own this, right? So what will be this will be pointing inside arrow functions. If we write their parents, this, who is their parents? If you see, so this is inside a get hobbies function. So get hobbies is defined where? Inside a person one, inside an object, right? All these are objects. So that object, now this will be pointing towards this, all these properties. If you write this dot name or this dot hobbies or this dot get hobbies, everything you might be getting here. Okay. Okay, Ashu is asking, one should we use either classical or arrow? When should we, right? This is the reason. See, if you require to access your parental properties, right, then you must be using arrow functions. If you use classical functions, you won't get that. This is the use case. This is the place where we have to use where we have to use function, where we have to use the classical function. That's it. Okay, guys. If you still have any doubts, you just go through all this again. Just try to print this dot anything. If you have any doubt, you can ping me on Slack. Otherwise, this is quite a a bit of weird concepts. But yeah, this is the reason why do we have. So some next time someone is asking in any kind of interview, what's the difference between arrow function and normal functions? What will be your first answer, guys? The first thing you won't say. Promise me that you won't say that. No, sir, it's just a shorthand technique. Okay, please. At least for my sake. Yeah, so first thing you must be saying that, sir, it has a lexical scope to use parental properties, to use the properties which are defined in the lexical scope. We have arrow functions. Yeah. So if you must be thinking that, okay, sir, then why we are use always this normal functions only? Yeah, because at that time we don't need that parents properties, right? It depends. Once we need, then it doesn't work, right? See, it is failing in front of you. That's it. Now activity number 2 using arrow functions, guys. This is add to do. Hey, remember we have solved our to do function somewhere, like which exercise it was? Yeah, remember this thing? Activity number 3, to do list, and right? Yeah, so all this 3-4 functions you have to write in using arrow function now. This is what your activity number 2 here. Okay, so I'm giving you time for 3-4 minutes. Just copy paste and try to change the syntax. Okay, nothing big deal. Activity 2, the way I have copied, the way you can also copy from your own folder. Arrow functions.js. Okay, simply we have this. What I'm quickly gonna do is, you guys can continue by your own. Okay, I'm just writing my own. This is how we write. Can you send the to-do chat? You don't have? That means advanced to do. Okay, let me just ping the advanced to do, man. Yeah, just let me copy it. Why it's not getting copied? I guess it has a longer length. Anyways, 2 more functions we have. I'll be quickly copying it, trying to convert that, and they will work in the same way in case we haven't, like, we didn't want that to point to the parental scope. Okay, guys, this is all about activity number 2. I think we are getting out of time, so you can go ahead anytime in this activity number 2 and you can solve this. Okay, for now, let me create another third activity number, which will be having callbacks. Activity number 3, advanced callbacks.js. Callbacks. Okay, guys, now it's time to read some more callback functions. Yeah, so for now, if I ask you like whatever ways you know to iterate an array, you will just just one for loop, you know, right? Remember I told you that we have for off, for in, like that dev article I've shared of mine own. You can go through that, or you can go through like whatever you want. For off, for in, but for now what we are going to focus is quite important iterator, I should say, for each. What for each will be expecting as an parameter, since we cannot use let and where hence loops which use counters whose value updates on each iteration are out of questions. Instead we use for each function to iterate over an iterator object. Okay, we will explore this later. Reduce, yeah, reduce we haven't covered, no problem. Yeah, so quickly, okay, let me just quickly go through all this once. I'll be explaining you. So after for, we have for each also. What for each will do, for each will be accepting a callback. Okay, so now in the line number, this one, if you see this is an array, we have nums dot for each value, and we are using arrow function and arrow function console of the values. We don't need the return, we don't need that parenthesis in like beside return. Okay, directly we can single line, we can write it. So what it will be printing me, it will be printing me 1, then 2, then 3 and 4. Simple thing. So it is kind of an iterator, right? Once we have to iterate over an object or an array, for both we can use for each. Like, yeah, it's definitely we will be having a bit of difference that I'm going to cover. Yeah, we have this reduce also, but I'll be covering that in the next session. Okay, map, filter, reduce, all these things. For now, just let it be simple one for each. Okay, this is how we are iterating now. So now what else you can? Okay, where is my concepts, right? Okay, it's too long file, man. I have to break it at least three quick files. Advanced call backs. Yeah, enough. Okay, guys, suppose if you have this thing, if you print right, you will be getting session 8. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 by 1. Instead of that, if you are not seeing them as a callback, now let me write this way. Now, do you see it is a callback? Still not? Can you tell me that now you are feeling that it's a callback? Right? Now these are the difference. So this entire anonymous function is a callback. Why it's a callback? Because we are passing this inside another function. Which is another function? For each. So for each will be higher order function, remember? And this function, this like suppose, and if you want, I can give you a name also here. So that is going to be a callback functions. Same I have written in a arrow function syntax, and that's what, like both are going to give me the same output. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are some advanced callback functions. That means these are some advanced higher order functions which expects a different callback function as an arguments. Okay, so that's why, see, you can iterate over all the array. Next, find index. Okay, let me just quickly copy it. So now onwards, I'm going to use arrow functions only. Okay, so that you guys will also get the chance to understand all kind of aspects of that. Now, what is find? Another higher order function. If it is a higher order functions, what it expects? Okay, let me write here higher order function so that you guys can understand. Higher order functions means what it accepts, guys, as a parameter, callbacks, right? Yeah, that's what we are giving here. See. Now, if I say here, this 1, 2, 3, 4 you are getting, right? So what it accepts is value index an entire array. This is the okay. Yeah, let me just copy it. So this is what the for each takes as an argument. The callback inside for each takes the argument. See what it will do. First value will be 1. What index? 0. And what is the entire array? See, this entire thing you can like iterate through. It's not just so in a for loop. If I ask you to do such thing, what will you do inside a for loop like that? I equal to 0 less than equal to, you will write I. No, you will be writing array dot I comma I comma array. Will it be giving a same output? Let me know in the chat box, guys, quickly. Right? If I write array of I and only array, will I be getting the same thing which I'm getting here? Yes. So this is another iterable. Now I have a different thing. Array of objects we have data in which I have been given a problem that I have to find. Okay, find means search, right? I have to find an ID which is equal to 3. If I write find is a header function, it will be accepting a callbacks. Okay, I have written a callbacks. It's arrow functions. No need to write function. This return nothing, right? Single line I can write. Since it is accepting a single item. If you want, I can remove this also. Fine. Now this is fine. Inside this, okay, if you want, let me just write this his way also. What is the difference way? In order to function requires all the function is strict, right? Without all this thing, you cannot create that. Now you have to return it. Since it's a normal function, it won't be accepting. Yeah, so this is what the corresponding way of writing find. If you write, it should be giving you the same output. See, name 3 Satya, name 3 Satya. This is how we write in the normal functions. This is how see return is without return, without this, without even a parenthesis, without writing functions. So see how concise this arrow function looks like. Now I think you might start liking arrow functions, right? Or is it still new to you? No, don't worry if it still feels like alien to you or fancy or like different. Let it be, but it will come to you like slowly. Once you get get to use it quite of time. That's it. So if you check with 3, same way you can write. Okay, let me here write name equal to Neha. Okay, so it will give me that item also, entire item. Okay. Cool way of function. Yeah, cool way and some important way also, I should say. Okay, second thing is find index. So find index is nothing but giving the first index. Because item 1 has a 0th index. Let me write 2 so that most of the guys sees zeros as error, right? C1 guys, because at the first index we have this element. Okay, that's what is. That means it is returning an index, and this find is returning the entire item. Okay, let me close this. Come back to the third slide. Every and some. Okay, let me quickly copy this. These are some advanced higher order function, guys. Need not to worry much. It's just that for the different use, they have different one. Okay. Find index. Where is find? Here is find. I hope all the things are clear to you guys, right? Just let me know in the chat box if you are getting it. Otherwise, no meaning, right? If you are not able to understand, then what's the use? Yes. Got it. Yash, Arun, Gloire, Abhijit, Priyanka. Okay, 5-6 guys only I see writing yes. What about other 40, 50, 60 people we have here? You're not getting it, that means? Getting it, right? Yeah, then write in the chat box so that I can also get the feel, right? Okay, whatever I'm explaining at one side, you are also getting it. Okay, well, if we go to nums arrays, okay, let me just quickly run it first and I'll be explaining you. Okay, so now you got which line it is saying? unexpected token. I just now copied this thing because since we have first item, I'll be removing this. Undefined. Okay. Do you guys see any this token? Line number 188. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Arun. Up. Okay, nums already has there. Okay, nums 22, nums 22, nums. Okay, now it's fine. If you want, right, in your own replit, right, just split this file into 3 more files. Okay, arrow function different, destructuring, rest and spread, and now this advanced functions. Okay. Now, yes, we see data is valid, and now we see num array has been even numbers too. Okay, so what this every is doing, guys? This is just a simple find, index, and find. So all these advanced arrow, this higher order functions, right? They expects a callbacks. Callbacks means, remember, some function which will be executing later on, right? That's how the callbacks is. Everything will be discussing in JS Sprint 2 while once we're reading asynchronous programming. Okay. For now, it's just say that they are just another functions. Okay, I'm just passing them inside another function. That's it. So now what every is doing is every will be checking that it like all these items, right? Every means every has this or not. Record ID. Okay, this is what they have told. Let me just write what I want to write. Data.every record.id equal to console log. I just want to print that for all the elements, every means for all the elements, right? See, I'm writing a record, right? So all these records, what are the records? If I just iterate this array, 4 items my array has, right? Okay, first item will be this one, second item will be this one. All these items, they have dot ID. Okay, those ID equals to 1 or not. If it is matches with all the IDs, then only it will be true. Otherwise, see, it is false. See it? So every and the like reciprocation of it is a sum. Sum means, do we have any of these elements where we have this thing? Same. Let me take it. Sum console log. Okay. These are the records, values, items. These are the local variable. Okay, local scope to the callback functions. Don't worry. Remember the syntax, right? If you want me to write in this way, in order like to you to understand, or is it fine now? Yeah, because I have written like all these functions. I have written both the ways so that you can understand. But now that's the way you will be learning. Okay. In case you get some issue, right? If you're not able to read and write, like understand the program, just go ahead and use this normal function. Okay. No need to write this. Yeah. So where we were. Okay. Now I'll be see that. Okay, let it be same here. Okay, so it will check that. Okay, do we have some elements in this array which for which record ID is 1? So what will be the output, guys, here? True or false? What do you say? Should I write true or false? Why true? Why not false? And why it was false here? Line number 210 and 217. What's the difference then? Exactly. Every element has to be match with that condition, or some of the elements. That's a difference. That's it. Okay. Now to the same thing. If I write not equal to 1, then what will be the output? So what exactly it is doing? That for every element it will check that, okay, record ID is not equal to suppose 6, 5. We don't have 5, right? For some of the element, do we have 5? No, it doesn't look like. That's it. That's the difference. Yep. You can see like that also. Okay. No. Sorry, guys. Here is to be value, right? And here is to be record. What I got is false, and true. Yep. So record is, yeah, this is true, and yeah. So for some of that, right, it is checking. Data is valid. Yeah. Then this 4 false and 4 true. So all the values it is checking, and it is checking the value ID is equal to 1, false, 2, false, something like that. I guess this has to be equal to 1, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's it. What we have here. Since we have used triple equal to, right, and it's an number. So yeah, this is what will give you the right. Yeah. You can check that anyways, right? I'm not writing it. Just you go ahead and explore what it is returning and why it is returning. I think you got the topics. That's it, guys, about the session number 2 of week 3. And our most important session, like one of the most important session apart from the first session, what we have in the week 2, right? In the functional programming. Now, yeah, this is the activity, the same activity which I have gave you for homework. So do we have someone who has completed that? Before leaving to the meeting, just make sure, guys, you complete this. Okay, feedback form, write your honest feedback form, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, guys, then we have this file system validator. How many of you have completed this? And what about the homework exercises I have given to you in session homeworks? Can anybody unmute their self and explain to the class whatever they have explored, please? First, remind me what was the in session homework I have given to you. Come on, guys. Come on. Any one of you. Nobody's interested. Okay, no problem. Since we have out of time. Type of value array can hold. Okay, Deepanshu. Okay, no problem, guys. Then that's it. So just take it as a homework for this session also. Next Saturday, I'll be taking out 10 to 5 minutes more and I'll be solving this. Okay, activity number 3. Anyways, it is long time pending, but don't worry. For all the sessions we're using callbacks.
Actually, we hold this activity, no? Only 3 and 4. You told us for 3 and 4 as an assignment. For 1 and 2, you told that you will complete in the next session.
Okay, that means this session I have to complete, right? Okay, no problem. And anyways, I'll be covering this in the next session. Okay. Okay. If I haven't given you this as a homework, right now, take it as a homework. Okay. For this session, we have this as a homework. Okay. Just try now because you guys are more comfortable with closures and callbacks by now. Try this as a homework for this exercise. Anyways, next session, definitely it is going to be a last session for the JS Sprint 1. I will take this question. Okay. So this is the only homework which I'm giving for today's session. Okay, guys, I hope you understood. Thank you for joining. Good night. Bye-bye. And hope to see you all in the last session of our JS Sprint 1 on this Saturday. Okay, that is the day after tomorrow. Okay, guys, bye-bye. Good night. If you have any doubts, you can stay back and ask me. Otherwise, we are good to go.